Hi, Claire Nielsen, Faith Walk Over 50, vlog 21. Sorry, I've not been around for a bit. I'm now back in the UK, and I just got a sense to kind of give an update of where I am and what's happened and what's going on. My mum passed away last week, and I was here, and I just wanted to share about that because there's a huge faith thing related to that. I said in a vlog, before Christmas, that I didn't get a sense that I was to come home early, and every step of the way, I stuck to the timetable that had originally been set. And there's a huge kind of trust in that because I never got a sense I needed to come home early. But you kind of think, sometimes you think, well, have I got it wrong, and I had peace through the whole thing, and and it was like every step, and I will probably share a bit more about the overall journey, but every step of this faith walk to Singapore, and then Australia, and then Vietnam, the timing was absolutely perfect. It was like I was in Australia until I was no longer needed, and it literally was the day that I flew that I was no longer needed, and that was so amazing. And then I went to Vietnam, and I got to experience something which I'd been warned about a long time ago, and I had no idea that would happen while I was in Vietnam, but I was there for that purpose as well. And then I was leaving Vietnam, and I was sat in the airport. My brother called me. He sent me a text originally and told me that my mum had been unresponsive in the nursing home, and I still had peace. And by the time I spoke to him, they'd actually managed to get a response out of my mum. So I still had peace as I flew home, and then my trip home wasn't exactly easy because I had to go via Milton Keynes, and then down to Devon, and then finally up to my parents, and I still got to spend 5 days with my mum. Not admittedly, she was struggling to communicate, but I did spend 5 days with her, and I always knew right from the very the beginning of when I knew my next mission, if you like. I think of years ago I was described as Mary Poppins, and I think for me that's who I am. Somebody else called me Nanny McPhee. It's like I'm here until I'm needed, and until I'm no longer needed. And so I knew when I came home, I was coming here for my dad, because the greatest challenge right now is how my dad contends with the loss of my mum. He's been married for nearly 65 years. It's a long time, and he has his own cognitive issues. So there's I know that I'm here for him. I'm here as long as I need to be here. And there's a huge faith. There's a huge faith thing in just knowing that his timing is absolutely perfect. And it's hard sometimes to really trust. To really trust that what you know in your heart is true, because the natural world, the where we live and how we are, tells us something so completely different. And yet, when you see it play out, when you see everything, the pieces just falling into place in ways that you just couldn't imagine falling into place, and the timing being so utterly and completely perfect, you just know that you've made the right choice. And I have absolutely no regret, no feeling in any way that I made the wrong choice, because I saw the things happen that need to happen. I saw the lives being changed. I saw just God moving through my circumstances in ways I couldn't have made happen, and that is just such an amazing blessing. And if there's one lesson that I learned from this time on this faith walk, this stage of my faith walk, because I know this is not the end for me. This is the beginning. I stepped through the right-hand door, and this is the rest of my life. And I just know that that I will need to remember how faithful and trustworthy He is, and that He's never going to let me down, and that He wouldn't allow me to walk this path if He wasn't holding my hand every single step of the way. And He wants to do that for all of us. He really, really, really wants to do that for all of us. And it's such a blessing. So anyway, sorry about the tears. I'll no doubt speak to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.